r/AskReddit. What has this pandemic ruined for you? My dad's funeral. I'm so sorry. My dad is currently dying of cancer at the hospital alone. No visitors allowed. My mom was kicked out of his room a week ago. It's agonizing that he's alone. These are crazy times. I was meant to be getting married in 5 weeks. Also, I work in aviation. My whole future has been turned upside down over the last few days. I'm in Australia BTW. It's shocking how fast things have gone to shit here. I hope you can hang in there with a sense of humor, mate. Just think of the stories you'll have for your grandkids. I was watching the local news and they interviewed a police officer and asked what has changed in the past few days. He said that with everyone stuck at home, domestic abuse has gone way up. Shit, man. Imagine being in an abusive relationship and now you're locked in with that person 24/7 and you can't leave the house. That makes me very sad and I wish there was some way to help. Seeing as I have the virus, 25M, and have spent the last 2 days sweating, with a fever bouncing all over the place, and a throat that is in massive pain, I would say it ruined the past few days of mine. On the bright side, you'll soon have those sweet antibodies. Having loved ones in nursing homes that are closed to visitors, the rule is completely reasonable and necessary. Still, we miss each other. They feel isolated and lonely as they're not physically able to talk on the phone, hard of hearing, too, and have no one to spend time with them. My parents are sick and I can't go visit them. Mood friend. My father got a terminal diagnosis of 6 months, 2 years about 3 weeks before it got really bad here. He lives in another country and IDK when I'm gonna be able to visit him. I'm doing extra quarantine procedures to protect myself, but man, I dunno. We WhatsApp and FaceTime all the time, but it's not the same and I haven't seen him in almost a year. On top of everything, the NCAA tournament got cancelled, which is a big bonding thing for the two of us. I'm worried he won't get another one. Sucks. Made Olympic trials for the first time. Was super excited to go and compete. Now every single gym and pool on the planet is closed, and even if they weren't, the meet itself is postponed and likely to be cancelled. It's not the end of the world, but damn, it was really something for me to look forward to. Online dating meet after Corona and chill. Small businesses. These guys are going to be decimated. My sister's business is primarily events based. We just got notice that our 2 anchor events are cancelled. $20,000 just poof. I'm a restaurant bartender in Florida. This was going to be a really busy spring break for us after a slow winter that got me behind on bills. They haven't told us to go to takeout only yet, but I feel like it's coming soon. Our neighbors get the bulk of their cash flow during spring break and it tides them over for the rest of the year. Spring break was just shut down, so they're scrambling. Respect for my boss. He's been peddling conspiracy theories and says that this is no big deal and people are overreacting. Nobody can work from home, even though most only need a computer with internet to do our jobs, and is refusing to implement any preventive measures. The kicker, he's the health and safety manager. At this point, is that still his decision? When the government is the one implementing the rule, doesn't matter what he believes, you have to stay home, period. I manage a grocery store. This pandemic has ruined my faith in humanity and broken my heart at the same time. I have seen a side of people that I never want to see again. Ugly, vicious, self-centered, fend for yourself attitude. I desperately just want every customer to be well stocked and ready. I want myself and my employees to be safe and not verbally and or physically abused. I want myself and my employees to feel well rested again. And I don't want to see fear/sadness in people's eyes when they need something and either don't have the money for it, it's out of stock, or they're just scared for their future. I think you have to see it as a collective panic attack. If you've ever had one, you'll know that you can't think straight and stay rational. You just want to do whatever it takes to stop the fear. A lot of people have probably not experienced that type of fear before and don't understand it. They're in fight and flight. There are definitely a-holes, but also a lot of scared people, and amongst them, caring people too. People like you working in the shops, the healthcare workers, warehouse workers, delivery drivers, police. You're all frontline now and you are helping people. So have faith in your own humanity because you're part of it too and you're all doing an amazing job and we appreciate it. Conversation in general, it's all anyone ever wants to talk about. Honestly, this is the biggest one. If you want a break from the stress and fear-mongering of the news, you can turn the TV off, but conversations, you need them to at least feel sane. Gamers are likely going to be the least impacted by this whole thing because the socialization is online anyways. Just my career and social life, no big deal. Same. I think that's the worst part, is that people are losing income and their jobs over this entire thing. We all need some form of relief. I had my first trip to Italy booked and it was going to be the trip of a lifetime and now it's cancelled. Venice? Yeah, in traveling all round. Meeting my great grandmother for the first time. It was my first time leaving my country and the trip was a limited offer. Senior year. For my little sister is the same. Classes are exclusively online and of course graduation party is cancelled. She feels like her high school life just ended without any warning or time to say goodbye and she's really sad. I'm sorry you're going through the same experience, dude. It sucks balls. Was supposed to go on my first date in about 2 years yesterday, but she has to be quarantined for 2 weeks. My business has to declare bankruptcy. I have to fire 5 people with no financial support to offer them and I myself will be homeless. Saru pretty much ruined my life. Hey man. This is not legal advice, but if you are in America and you rent or own your home, mortgaged, the moratorium on evictions and foreclosures can keep you in a home at least for a little bit. If you have to let employees go, look at your state's unemployment qualifications, as many have made an unpaid leave of absence a qualifying term. Additionally, and I'm not suggesting you go into debt here, but if the US Gov and you are in the US passes the forgivable loans for paying expenses and salaries, you might consider that to at least buy you some time to get on your feet. Really sorry to hear this for you, though. I'm in the same position and I'm doing everything possible but still getting destroyed. And in response to someone else's comment that you might have already been on the verge, that is not necessarily the case. We were not on the verge at all, and just hitting our busy season. But our services and billables are tied to markets that are crashing and those that have been postponed, closed, or otherwise, court closures. My motivation to study. Did you have it before? My dad has emphysema and has started showing signs of having contracted the virus. So I have to sit here and watch him get sicker and sicker every day because he can't get tested. I'm preparing myself mentally for this virus to kill him. He's always had health problems, and we are careful to make sure he doesn't even contract the common cold. This has been a nightmare. It's ruined my state of mind, my everyday life, my everything. A friendship. My best friend is still having a wedding tomorrow. We live in the US in a place where it's gotten pretty bad. Literally everything is cancelled or asked her to reschedule, but she said no. Instead she got an Airbnb and is doing it all herself despite the rules and guidelines. I'm the maid of honor. I had to tell her yesterday that I couldn't go because I didn't think it was safe. She did not respond well, like at all. I have a lung condition and my partner has asthma. It made no sense for us to go to a gathering like a wedding right now. She told me that I was choosing fear of a little virus over her special day. I've tried calling her several times and she won't answer my calls. She said she is disgusted by me. Everything about this ducking sucks so much, and based on her reactions I don't think she will ever see it from my side. Edit. Thanks for all the support, guys. Feels nice when I'm questioning my decision as I watch the Snap stories and egg stories of the 3 bridesmaids who didn't back out. I was supposed to fly to Berlin to celebrate my 20th birthday. Cancelled. So I decided to invite a few friends over to celebrate at home. Cancelled as well. Ended up celebrating by myself with pizza and Rainbow Six Siege. I've had to postpone my hobby, licking door handles in public places. My last semester of college, our spring break got extended a week, and then we're finishing the semester online. Graduation ceremony cancelled. We're all just going home. After we move out, I won't get to finish out with my friends and my college experience is just over. School year is ducked. Might not be able to go to my dad's for April vacation. Stuck in the house with 5 other people. My normal routine. I have bipolar and one of the most important things for maintaining my mental health is keeping a routine. My life is boring. I go to uni, I come home and go to the gym. I go out for a coffee or a tea or go to get groceries, and then I relax for a while before bed. Now, uni is closed, the supermarket is in a complete state, and although my gym is open, I have obvious concerns about going there. Such a sudden change in my routine, coupled with being unable to contact my GP, has already created a bit of a wobble. I'm not sure what direction it'll go, but I'm genuinely worried about my mental state. Everyone keeps saying it's easy to stay at home, but for me it really isn't. I've tried home workouts, but it's never going to be the same as powerlifting at a gym. My usual diet is having to change because of people ransacking the shops. Fortunately, my sleep has remained fairly solid. My sleep routine changing is normally the big indicator of going into a hypomanic or manic episode. So at this point I just about have it together. I'm just worried what several months of this will do to me. I still have my physical health, though, which I'm certainly not taking for granted. I use that as a way to try to ground myself when I start to ramp up a bit. Edit. Hey, just check my inbox and thank you all for the support you've sent. I don't have time to reply to everyone, but I am reading through and I fully intend to try every suggestion. After all, I have plenty of time now. To those of you who are in similar situations, it's awful, and I'm sorry, but if you're here reading this now, it's because you've been able to survive and adapt. You've adapted to everything thrown at you so far. We just need to learn how to adapt to this. My birthday, which is next week, I was meant to go for a rare night out with friends, but cancelled that due to coronavirus. I wanted to bake a nice cake, but I'm weirdly out of flour and there's none in the shops. I at least managed to secure a box of cake mix, but I had really been looking forward to making something a bit more fancy. Oh well, at least I won't have to wake up early for the school run. Staying at home and doing nothing. I'm 24 and live with my parents. Mom has gone a bit crazy, telling me that I can't leave the house, so I must clean the whole thing from floor to ceiling. Edit. Ceiling equals ceiling edit 2. She has now started to sew our own mouth masks. Might be tiring, but I appreciate having a clean home so much, which I didn't realize until I moved out. Now when my home is clean I feel mentally calmer and peaceful, but I'm sad to confess that only lasts like a day of the week. Was shopping for a much needed new car until the event industry shut down. There went the down monthly payments. Upside, old car still okay and little need to drive. On the upside, when this blows over, they will have inventory that they have to move fast and likely to get a better deal. I'm in Chile. I left about $6,000 worth of stuff in Argentina. Borders are closed now, so yeah, at least I think I still have my job when I return. I have Crohn's disease that I've been struggling to get under control again since July last year. Now I can't even go in for follow-up treatments under the new Surgeon General restrictions. Just pray the meds I have now will start working again. Also, the lack of toilet paper is just infuriating, as someone who has to go several times in one day. Was waiting for a requested book to arrive at the library, then the library closes. I'm on the other side of this. My book came earlier than expected and I haven't had to return it because the library closed. LOL. Now I have some extra time to finish reading it. A wedding, my honeymoon, concert, and no doubt I will catch it, so hopefully not my health. All selfish things at the minute, but that's all I've lost currently and I would rather keep it that way. I don't get a college graduation ceremony, and I'm entering the job search at the start of a recession. Thank you for the gold. This makes my positive COVID-19 test result that I just got today a little less sucky. My 21st birthday, today. LOL. I literally just got a call from the company where I'd applied for a job last week. Said they were interested in me but due to corona are not hiring anymore. They'll call me in 1 month to further discuss it, but all predictions say it'll even be worse then. So that's great. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.